You could have a story that could come from the golden age of sail by comparison. This is rather a romantic incident. It seems a man who's been to Hull and back and has taken control of the situation.
Yeah, so P&O have fired 800 of their employees on Zoom, and one of the captains has basically locked himself and the crew on a ship. Supposedly that's legal because maritime law is that if you are the captain of a ship, even if you're in dock, you can still say who comes on board, so he's stopping any police coming on. They've said that they have food and supplies to last as long as it takes. I've tasted P&O food. I suggest they might be out within the hour.
What is interesting about this is that I think it always throws into light things that people don't often consider or remain blissfully ignorant of. For instance, the international nature of the holding company, which actually holds and has been absorbing the losses, £100 million losses.
I think this is very interesting. That there was a Labour MP, the Hull Labour MP, Carl Turner, said that staff on the ship have been treated with utter contempt by P&O, which is owned by Dubai-based logistics giant DP World.
Yeah, who would have done that?
DP World couldn't give a monkeys about the people on the ship. What they can see is the bottom line, which is they're losing £100 million a year because of various things, lack of tourism. Brexit, by the way, has a part to play in this, because I was reading about the fact that there's a lot less freight travelling, particularly between, I think it was Holyhead and Liverpool and Dublin and Liverpool. There's a lot less freight going. So P&O have been losing money, but the holding company couldn't give a monkeys. They they want to get rid of it, and they can get cheap foreign workers.
I might add that the P&O took 10 million from the government to pay for people's wages during the furlough. Right. Also, the holding company has handed out a dividend of 270 million, and I think they sponsored a golf thing for 140 million, and they sponsored F1 for 30 million.
140 million?
140, yeah.
Tremendous golf tournament.
Tremendous golf.
Really?
Well, that's what I said. That was
gold-plated
I would be
golf
interested to know, though,
tournament.
they are saying that there's no dispute over this. The intention is to let these expensive British workers go and then re-employ overseas workers who are cheaper. But where would they come from? Would they be...
Well, they haven't actually... In the articles that I've read, haven't said...
You're saying it's not Brexit, because the whole point of Brexit was supposed to be that it would reduce the opportunity of employers to...
No, I'm saying that Brexit had a part to play in...
I know what you're saying, Brexit, but I'm saying the whole idea of Brexit among those who were selling it to us was that it would reduce this kind of thing, that British workers would have less competition from cheaper overseas.
I suggest it might also be more to do with the unions and hiring non-union members as much. The officers are going to be allowed to reapply for their jobs, I'm assuming, under less favourable conditions. The people who actually work and do like the grunt work, that's not the case for them.
There was also the fact about them being sacked by Zoom as well. A lot of people
meeting or more like a...
No, it was just like a Zoom announcement.
Pre-recorded Zoom announcement, and they were just told. But I was thinking about this. What is the best way to sack someone, by the way? How did they do it in the past? I mean, I'm genuinely asking the question
800 people, I suppose you have to try and sack them all at the same time.
All at the same time? Well, Zoom would probably be... It's not... Listen, it's like being dumped by text or whatever. It's not pleasant. It's crass. Is it callous? Perhaps a little bit, but the whole thing is callous.
I think it's wrong. What I would do if I had 800 people, just off the top of my head, I think you would probably arrange... make sure that they were on the other end of a Zoom call, and that could be shared, maybe 50 people at a time or whatever, and you have,
Interesting, there's a ticker tape on the bottom of the screen that we've just all been fired, so...
Move on.